Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Thank you for supporting the United Soccer Coaches. I'd like you to introduce the Chicago Fire 06 Premier Ladies team. Let's give them a round of applause before we kick it off. All right then, so today's topic is going to be utilizing the reverse killer pass. We're going to do this through a methodology called train it, test it, trust it. The methodology we use in our academy. It's going to be progressive, and it's going to set up through small-sided games, through imprinting style of play, through creating success. And on the platform of success, we're going to build to more success. But my question to you as coaches is, how can we show and support success if we don't show players the final product? So we're going to start right now with the why, the reason, the final product of the session. So as we reflect back down at all times, the players, as they grow in their game, can see and witness that final product and not wonder, where is this journey going? Because that's where we are. We're on a long journey and it's going to progress. So this reverse killer pass then, can you pass me the ball, please? What I'd like to do is, oops, that's a good start. Thanks, cheers. So what we're going to do, we're just going to work it out nice and simple through a shadow play type system, and then we're going to play it out, and these players will roll it for us. So the simple answer is the ball comes in from the number 10 maybe. This player's going to dribble across at an angle, the reverse will come in, the defenders will move and open up an option. Open up a decision. If we don't coach decisions, player decisions, not coach decisions, how can we believe that the players will ever make a decision? If you attack a cone and beat a cone, you're as good as that cone. That cone won't make a decision for you. So we've got to produce an environment where it's an environment of player decisions. And that's where we're going through today. Could you come back, please? So let's go a little bit live on this one. Defenders, do what you wish to do. And we're going to go live. So the ball comes out, she takes it in at angles, players move in, reverse pass comes, and we don't get more success than that, do we? That is going to be our end product. What I challenge you as coaches, spectators to do, how many times can you see that? Or how many times, girls, would you like to join in? Coach Brian, roll it. How many times can you see that? Or how many times you see a progression or a phase of that in the next hour? And if we do, we're imprinting style and we're imprinting success. Okay, so we're going to come in here into our first area, our warm-up. This is an area we're going to put in our style phase of it. We call this the train it phase of the session. So as they come in here, they're working on what we call the X pass. They're going to make, the X run. They're going to make a run across each other. As this grows and progresses into a flowing system, we're going to have visual cues. Those visual cues are going to be massively imprinted on the rotation of the hips and the timing of the run. And when they get it correct, it's all going to be good. All right, so let's see how this builds then for ourselves. So the player runs across, and at the moment we see that player looking where she's going. My question is why? We always know where we're going. So why not rotate our hips and look what's coming versus what's leaving? So here we go, we're coming in. They're just going to work across each other and play it off as we come in here. She'll dribble across, try to run across the front of each player, coming in. On the field, we've tried to facilitate this field for a deliberate action by placing target gates along the side. The style of training we're going to hit is a very deliberate based action. Until this time comes when it comes into a game when the decisions flow. So let's see where we go. All right. Comes around, turns her hips. The vital aspect here, players, is we turn our hips on that screen run. It's huge that we turn our hips. Good. And we get a lovely reverse pass. Nicely done. Well done. We get a lovely reverse pass. As you cross that player, look to turn your hips. As you cross her, hips now. Hips, good. And as we see those hips move, your eyes will move as well. Hips now. It's good. Turn your hips, turn your eyes. Turn your hips, turn your eyes. And as we progress now into our second phase here, we're going to have more mobility, which is going to make a few more decisions as we go. So they're just coming across and imprinting. So now we're going to have both ends coming into this. Turn your hips. Straight away, turn your hips, turn your eyes. Off we go. Got both ends going. So now we got a little bit more mobility, a little bit more decision of pass, a little bit more timing, a little bit more confusion, and a little bit more of an environment. And if we build that environment, if we optimize the environment, we will optimize the technique, and then we will optimize the player. And surely, behavior leading to performance, leading to outcome, is the area we want to strive to achieve in this direction. That was very nice. Well done. So as they come in here, stand back and start seeing. Can you see anything from there in here? Can we build it progressively to make it work? So now I'm going to challenge these players, and I'm going to give them a task. How many good hip turns and eye turns can we get in a row? Can we get to 12? So let's see where we go with this. We're going to start now. So she's coming across. I'm seeing 1. Good. I'm not seeing a partner, but never mind. We go back to 0. Coming across. Would you like to go across? Good. You're coming in. Hip turn. 1. We're on 1. How many can we get in a row? Coming across. We're on. We didn't get a hip turn there, did we? Let's make sure we rotate our hips. Good. And the next one. Let's get 4 going. Good. We're on 1. Rotate your hips. Good. We're coming through. All right, and relax there. If I don't get success in this deliberate phase, I'm not going to get success in the next phase. So I've got to make sure that the roots of this phase will grow the fruits of the next phase. So turn your hips, hips, hips. Turn your hips, hips. Okay, so we give it once to the player to see if the player can hold themselves accountable. We'll give it to their teammates to see if they can support accountability of it. But if we fail in those 2 areas and we don't see those progress, now the coach is going to have to step in. I'm going to give them a little bit more hips, hips, hips maybe. No. It's continually flattening out. So now as a coach in a deliberate environment, I've got to step in. So I'm going to break it down there, Coach Brian. All right, what I'd like to see here. Hold it a second. Okay, what I'd like to see is as you dribble out, can we all watch in and just have a little look? Can you dribble out? As I come across you at this point, my hips are going to turn, and my eyes are going to turn, and I'm going to check backwards. Can I really make it nice and quick? Could you drop back in there? Could you show me that? So as you dribble out, rotate your hips. That's what we're looking for. That's success, okay? Can we make that happen? Keep playing. Next 2 come out from that end. Let's go. Really rotate your hips. Quickly, go in front of them. Rotate your hips. Good. Hips. Make your screen run. Beautiful. Well done. There's 1. And the next one. Hips, hips. 2. Good. 3. Good. Where can we go? Can we get to 10 in a row? 4. Nice. 5. No. Oh, come on. Good, good. 5. We've got 5 in a row. Can we keep going? If we don't. 6. Nice. 7. We get in there. It's really working. We went behind. We go back to 0. Let's make that screen run. Good. 1. We're on 1. Good. We're on 2. Good. Keep rolling through. We're on 3. We're on 4. Keep going. We're on 5. Keep the balls flat rolling. We're on 6. Can we keep it going? Can we keep it going? Hips, hips. 7. Nice. 8. We've got 2 more. Pressure's on. Where are we going to go with the pressure? Where are we going to go with the pressure? 9, 10. Beautiful. Can we progress to the next phase, please, Coach? So, just by putting in this challenge, we're on a train it, test it, trust it phase. So as we take the train it phase, through that phase, we're going to test it, and we're going to trust it at the end. So into each incremental phase, whether in our first phase of train it, test it, or as we're going to come to later, trust it, we'll build those 3 phases. If we don't gain the trust phase, we don't gain the culture. Trust is only gained, culture is only gained through trust. And that's our trust in the players and the players' trust in us and the game that they're trying to learn. So we've really got to try and focus on that and bring that in and imprint that into this pattern of play. So now we're just going to take this little warm-up and transition it to a quicker phase, a more mobile phase. Okay, see where Coach Brian takes it. And so in this next phase, you're going to see a lot more movement. You're going to see a reverse pass plus a wall pass, because eventually that's going to rotate into our final game. So let's get going then as we go. So the mobility will come in, the time of pass will come in, The opposition will be created through movement and mobility. Reverse pass on, and there. So all we're adding into the end of it is a little bit of a wall pass. All right? Let's go. Off we go. So make your reverse pass. Good. Lead the touch forwards. Make a wall pass. Good. And lay it off. Lovely. So we're just compounding and adding into it and imprinting a little bit more. Maybe taking them somewhere in training they won't go to in a game. But if we create automacy, we can bring them in at level 5, 6, or 7 versus always coming back into the progression points of level 1, 2, or 3. And think about that when you're talking to your players. Do you want your players to progress through 1 through 7? Or do you like them to be able to self-assess their game, self-evaluate their game, and come in at 6, 7, and 8, knowing where they're going? And if we achieve that, we're going to be pretty successful. So we're coming in, nice little reverse pass. Good. Big coaching point I want to add into here is our leading foot will create our leading pass. The whole objective of our game is to penetrate, get the ball forward, smash it forward. If we can lead and penetrate and bring this into the players, we're going to be very successful. And it's going to keep the ball moving, which is going to keep the players moving, which is going to keep the game flowing. So let's see, let's take this challenge test again and see if we can take them into, let's say 10 forward, successful, complete passes. There's one. I like that idea. Turn your hips and eyes. Don't forget about our base. Good. That's a nice pass. Try to get it a little bit more accurate to feet. We're going to go back to 0. Hips. Beautiful. Very nice. And the split. Good. Very nice. There's 1. There's 2. Can we see that split through the pass? Through the warm-up, we're creating these environments. If they look up, we're going to see, and they're going to roll through. And it's that split pass that is going to be the product of our killer pass as we grow this game through. Very nice. Keep going. We're on 7. We're on 8, 9, and our last one. Beautiful. Great. Well done. Round of applause for the players, please. Okay, so now we're going to progress into our next phase. We've come out of our train it phase. We're now going to come into our test it phase over here. So I could say all the orange players, please, come out to me. All the orange players. In we come, oranges, come to me. I'd like to put half of you in that gate down there. You see that gate, that yellow cone? Yeah. Half of you go to that yellow cone. Good, good, good. Goes to the yellow cone. The other half of you go to that yellow cone down there. Beautiful. Orange, yellows, come up here, please. Yellows. Half of you into that gate there. Beautiful. Half of you into that gate there. Can you guys all grab the balls and put them there? All right. Can you just grab that red goal for me, please? Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, in you come. Good, lovely. All right. So we've set the players up in different shapes. Coach Brian's just going to bring them into more neutral gates. But as we progress this, we'll build this out. But I'm just going to build a subtle game here for them. It's going to be in a very fast 2v2 transition attack type game. We use transition games a lot because if we don't teach the transition, how can we expect the transition in games from training? And that moment of transition, as we're starting to bring into the science of soccer, is all about the time when the ball is in no man's land. We don't have it in attack. We don't have it in the defense. Put them on that corner there. We don't have them in the attack. We don't have them in the defense. Coach Brian, that corner. We don't have them in the attack. We don't have them in the defense. So now it's that decision-making choice. And we're entering this field. Simple little field, simple little game. Gate, gate, yellow fields are the boundaries. And I'd just like to play, can you put the X in? I'd just like to play the 2v2 attacking game. So you two, could you break out for me? Just break out. Good. Just go and score. Any way you, no, wait, any way you wish. As soon as they shoot or score, they automatically become defenders and the next two oranges break out. Go, go, break out. Good, come up in here. Nice. Shoot or score. Good. And the next two yellows break out, the oranges stay on. Let's get running, let's get moving, let's get a little bit snappy. Let's go. Good. What do you got? Good, nice. And break out, orange, let's go. Straight away, good. Counter them, new oranges, go. New oranges. Let's focus on your own game. You're a yellow, young lady. Focus on your own game, good. Good. And as they're playing this game, you're going to see, yellows break. As you're playing this game, you're going to see that we've put in a little environment in the middle. I'll explain that environment in a second. Off you go, oranges. As soon as that ball goes out of play, you come in play, so stay engaged, okay? Good. Out of play, new oranges, go. You got no space, you're 1v0. As we progress this, we're going to talk about things of 1v0, 1v1, 1v2, 2v2, 3v3. These are the decision-making processes these players have to make. They're currently 2v1. They didn't take that decision. Why not? Have they ever been allowed to make these decisions? They're currently 2v1 again. Now they're 2v2, 1v2, nice effort, let's go. 1v1, 2v1, makes a good decision, good. And I've got a shot on target. Good, we're 2v2. If we break down to this 2v2 environment, we've got to make that decision. Do we penetrate or do we stabilize and rebuild? And these are environments we've got to go to. So she's 1v0. What does she do at 1v0? Now she's 2v2, decision making, 1v1, take the shot, relax, and stop there. So that was really, really nice. Could you stay in that gate, please? Stay in the gate, good. So as we progress here now, you're going to see we've placed a pole in the middle, a cone, 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 and cone, thus producing 4 boxes. This is the base emphasis of our academy, and we're working through boxes. Box 1, box 2, box 3, and box 4. Can you see those 4 boxes? I have the cones for the players that are looking down so they can see their areas, not that I want them to look down. So I have the pole as a visual cue for the players to keep their head up. So you're utilizing, optimizing the environment for success. The condition I'm going to place on you girls, you cannot have 2 attacking players in the same box. Very simple, all right? So dribble out into this box, come into this box. Stop there, stop, stop. Come into this box, come in. So she's entered this box, so now what must you do with the ball? Go into a new box, correct, well done. So you could go into this box, or maybe, you could go into that box on an angled run, okay, just as an option. But we can't have 2 attacking players in the same box. So you're going to now gain decisions from the player with the ball and the player without the ball. Because if the player without the ball comes into the first attacker's box, that first attacker has either got to get faster, quicker, stronger, or they've got to take the angled run out. They've got to make these decisions. So the condition we've placed on it is a decision-making condition for these players. Could you go back? Are we ready then? Let's go. We'll take 2 yellows to start with, and you'll come in straight after. Just hold your shape. Let's go. Yellows go. Try to remove the straight line theory and work on an angled run if you can. Good. She's going into your box, so where are you going to go? Good, and we're live. Let's go. Go, go. So where are you going to go? Good. I've just seen something. Look, oh, I've just seen something else. I didn't see the product. Got the process in there, really not. It's unimprinted. It's coming again. But that overlapping run takes too much time. Get the screen run in. The overlapping run can't be seen by your team. The screen run can. The screen run will draw eyes, balance, foot placement, weight. It'll join it all. 1v0, good. What do you got? Good, nice, nice, nice. Go. So, have I got an angled run? No, the angled run was counted out. Let's go. Yeah, orange, orange, focus. Stay engaged, good. Very nice, 1v1, she tried to take it on. Let's go, orange. She tried to take it on, good. Run comes across. Looking for it, but the time of release was a little bit short. That decision process of release was too long. So how can we increase that decision process? How can we speed up that decision process of release? Just by the environment and by testing the environment. We're in our train it, test it phase. We're still going through our train it phase in the test it phase, but we've got to keep pushing this environment. I don't want to stop the players. I want to keep the players playing so that they make their own, look at, it was there. That was beautiful, lovely. So they make their own decisions. But what I will do is hold them acceptable to their decisions. Hold them, have them talk about what's not good for their game. And then if they can't release that themselves, just like we said over there, the coach is going to come in. This kind of philosophy, I don't know whether you follow the gentleman, but a gentleman called Mark Bennett from PDS Coaching, he deals with a lot about his rule of 3, and it really, really makes your team accountable to themselves. And if we can create the accountability on the field, we can just make ourselves as a coach unemployed, which is ultimately what our end task should be. That was very nice. Good. 2 in the same box. 2 new, are we in? Good. Oh, that was sweet. What can you see? Come out of her box and rest there. And rest there. So can I just come back and grow something? Hold it there. Stop there. Can I just come back and grow something very quickly? A little picture that we can paint here. So, can I have a polata? Cheers. So, I've got the ball here. This player's coming across into this box. So, could you come into this box? Hold. Could you just drop back a little bit? Just beautiful. At this point, she's in your box. So, what kind of decision, could you drop back a bit more? Or you can come back at a bigger angle. What kind of decision could you make at this moment to create the letter X on the field? If this would be one line of the letter X, where might you run to make the second? Where might you cross that X line? Very good. And what might you do at the moment that you cross her? Beautiful. Turn those hips. And would it be the slow action or a really fast action? Fast. I'm giving her kind of leading questions because I want to support the comfort in her. As we grow and know the team, I'm not going to offer a leading question. I'm going to give her a growth question that's going to support her answer. But at the moment, I'm just leading out, trying to make it roll. Could you make that run for me? Sprint it. Good. Good. Turn. Hips. Good. Would you like that run in any other way? Would you prefer that run made to you? Could you come back here? Could you tell her for me? Could you tell her how you would like, can you drop back a bit more? Could you tell her how you would like that run, please? Hold on a second. Just speak nice and loud.
I would like the run to come right across my body and into that corner over there. So that's where more of the space is at. So, and playing, if she's coming here, then it's more of a straight run and it's not creating the X.
Beautiful, lovely. Could you do that? Show us. And we'll go live, play. So, we give this challenge back to our players. We have to give the game, go. We have to give the game back to our players. If we don't, and we as a coach keep making decisions, we're never going to get them to trust their own game. It becomes a coach's game. And all they're doing is reproducing the decision the coach makes versus the decision they make. We just had one there. She wanted to step out on the field. Maybe she's enjoying it too much, I don't know. But she wanted to step out on the field. She realized she'd made the wrong decision. Do we as a coach have to tell her not to do that? No. Let her make that decision. And she will grow in her game and she will start to own her game, which is really nice. Let's progress through this for a little bit more. Good. Good, lovely. And keep going. Have you got that movement? Good. And hold. This is the next moment. That was a gorgeous X run. That was really, really nice. But that run there gives you 2 decisions, doesn't it? What might your 2 decisions be?
Dribbling or passing.
Good, dribbling or passing. I don't know her answer. I'm putting myself on the stage with all sorts here. Is she getting those right solutions? Yes. Why? Because she's tasked, because she's challenged. So she's got the option to pass there or dribble here, all because of that run. What option might you take?
Dribbling.
Dribbling. Why? Good. Look, listen to it. Dribbling because she's being marked out by that defender. We've created the one-on-one. Why not let them grow? Play. Why not let them grow through the challenge of that to play in that 1v1 in a simple out of play? Go. In a simple non-complex environment. It died. Why did that die? As a coach to coaches, that died because that player's run was straight. Play, 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 play. That player's run over there was straight. We're looking and imprinting a style of play. And if you don't play to the style of play, you're going to play against the style of play. That was very successful, and the split was there. She chose a 1v0. So players can hold themselves accountable in these games, but the big part that we teach here that you're progressing through that has created the success in this format are the boxes. And as we grow through it, watch where we're going to go. All right, we're going to play for 1 minute, and we're going to have a condition. The team that scores the very last goal in 1 minute is the winning team. So the last team to put the ball in the back of the net in 1 minute is the winning team. And we're going to play from now. Let's go. 1 minute. See where we go. Good. I, as a coach now, am going to come back and just watch success. I, as a coach now, am just going to come back and observe. I might create what we call an OODA loop, an observe, orientation, respond, and direct loop. So if that's going to happen for me, that's going to be good. And I'm not really controlling score either, because the only goal I'm interested in is the very last, 1-0, very last goal. But you know who is controlling score? The players. They come for nothing to be competitive. So we forever, parents, players, people are coming up to us and saying, I want my daughter, my son to be more aggressive. Teach them to be aggressive. Teach them. No, throw that word out your library. Teach them to be more competitive. Teach them to never give up. Teach them that competition is the only element that you're succeeding and looking for. Teach them that competition is the win of success. Aggression won't be, because aggression is an emotion, and an emotion raises the wrong kind of hormones in your body. So you're never going to be really successful if you're an emotional person. If you're making decisions in an emotional environment, they're going to be the wrong decisions. If you're making decisions in a competitive environment, they're going to grow. That was gorgeous. 2-1-1. We've got about 10 seconds. It's a 1-1 tie at the moment. Oh, close. Let's go. We're going to go to the final goal. 10 seconds. Good, good. And let's go. Who's the last team to put the ball in the back of the net? They're going to be the winners. So the middle score line is, are we still in? Is it ready? Oh, it's tight, wasn't it? Let's go. Good. Yellows go again. Don't lose your thought. Don't lose your platform. Read your game. Good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're going to go to the end. We're going to go to the score line. Watch your movement. Watch your eyes. Very nice. You're also going to see in these games there's very much a risk versus reward level. This isn't the kind of thing. Okay, could you progress the 3v3 and bring that goal up? Goalkeepers, could you move into the goals? Players, could you please lift this central diamond for me? Could you lift this orange cones and this? So as we come in, there's a risk versus reward element in this kind of training. It's not something that we're going to do in our defensive third, because if we get it wrong, we're going to open ourselves up quite nicely to the opposition. But if we start looking at the halfway line, the attacking third, we're looking at our 8, our 10, our 11, our 7, our 9, and we start looking at this movement. When you start watching a game, you start seeing Eden Hazard make these runs. When you start seeing Manchester City, start looking at the movement of their players, and you're not going to get linear movement. Linear movement is the thing defenders want. Defenders will recover and counter linear movement. They adore linear movement, especially if they're playing zonal situations. If we go non-linear and go at angles, we're now collapsing defenses, as you're going to see as we progress to our final game, hopefully. But this is where we're going to go. We're now going to bring this in. Coach, can you bring up the curve goal, the rebounder, please? Players, could you take that goal, take that off? Could you two just take that off to the side for me? Beautiful. Just take it off. So now we're going to come into a 3v3 environment, and we're going to place this same condition on this environment. And that condition, coach, just move those cones back rather than move the goal. That condition is going to be exactly the same as we were before. You cannot have 2 attacking players in the same box. But now we've got 3 field players and a goalkeeper on the field. It's going to get confusing. And to add to that confusion, I'm going to remove the outside boxes and just leave this in as their visual cue. This might be their number 6, might be their number 8 of the opposition. So they've got one visual cue. So as we come in, so we can see box 1, box 2. Can you still see that cone? I can still see that cone. Can you? Good. Imagination's a wonderful thing. All right, they got box 3 and box 4. So again, girls and guys, we're going to come into here. We're set up in a system on the angle. All right, so balls to that point there. Could you shift across a little bit? Good, balls on there. But now we're coming out on the left side, which is going to force the right side. Before we were on the right side, which forced the left foot, which is why we had a little bit more in decision-making process. Now you're going to get a little bit more comfort, because a lot of the players want to be on their right foot, and they're not going to challenge themselves to run the straight line. They're going to naturally cut into the game. So as we go through this, 3 players. On the transition, you 3 players come into the field and play. The only condition is you cannot have 2 attacking players in the same box at any time. What denotes an attacking player? What denotes an attacking player?
You can't be in the same box.
Yeah, what else tells me if you're an attacking team?
You have to run the ball. You have to be a part of it.
Good, very good. You have to have the ball. I don't want to jump into her. If you've got the ball, you're the attacking team. If you haven't got the ball, you're the defending team. That moment of transition will now start teaching itself. Do we take it for granted that our teams know that? When we start taking things like that for granted, we start taking our players for granted. All right, orange, break out, go and score. Go and score. Can't have 2 in this. You're yellow, come back. Good. All right, play. Well, no matter, play. Can't have 2 in the same box. Good, nice little split. Can we have it? Comes back, good. Stabilize and rebuild. You can use your keeper's feet if you wish. If it touches the keeper's hands, it's a new phase that starts. Good, nice little split. Same. Good, and it dies at that point. New yellow comes out, new yellow. Good, keep playing. Nice, 3 yellows break. Oranges defend, 3 yellows, go in there. And hold. So I've got this yellow player and she's stuck. She's standing still under pressure. Why? And I'm going to make this for us, just for a coaching purpose demonstration, because our mobility of the player, can you give her the ball? Our mobility of our team didn't create space for this player to attack. Could you run across the front of her in a X run across the front of this player? Could you show me? Comes in, turns her hips, good, and hold. What might you do at that moment? You would, wouldn't you? So what are you now creating in front of her? Good, and if you're going to move into that box, where are you going to have to go? Go in that box, go. Where are you going to have to go now? We can't have 2 attackers in the same box. So where are you going to have? Good, make that run for me. What has she now created more of? And where might you now drop in to create to create depth? Okay, so now we get that rotation. You're in that time and space, right foot, far post, put it in the bag. All right? But it's that moment of mobility, that moment of decision. If we don't train it, we cannot expect it. All right, go back to where you were. Orange is just do what you want to do, I don't mind. All right, let's go across her, good, can you release it? And we go through. Oranges, let's go, play. Yellows defend, good. Think about your boxes, think about your movement. Good, think about your boxes. Transition happens. Yellows break, yellows break, let's go. The game is really building well for us and nicely, but where we drop a little bit is that moment of transition. And like we said earlier, if we don't train it and become a trust method on it, we test it, we train it, it's not going to happen. So we've really got to now focus on another element of the game maybe to make the element we're looking for successful. So we've got this ultimacy. If we can now start at level 3 and know how to transition straight away, we can come into it a lot quicker. Good. And out of play, let's go. It's gone out of play, so bring that ball in. Can't be in the same box, think about your movement. Good, and next one, next 3 yellows. Think about your movement, good, I like that idea. 1v0, so now can we read? Can we read? Good. That was gorgeous. That was really kind of special. Outside of the foot, split the rear defenders across on the angle. A little bit firmer in the pass, but that was really nice. Lovely effort there. Do we have mobility? That was good. I'm observing that. She's gone into the box, she's come out of the box. Good. Oh, I've got 3 in the same box. Can we? And that's that risk versus reward moment. We get it wrong at the wrong moment, you're going to get killed. So it's not this thing that we're going to do in our final third. Here it's just a functional game. But as we progress into the actual game, we're going to be teaching our players to work these kind of activities forward of the halfway line. Good, and we roll, let's go. Where's that mobility? Can you go across her maybe? So let's utilize our toolbox at this moment. As we come here, we're getting this line running very flat. It's a right-sided run. If we play with our right foot, we generally only ever see the field with our right eye. That's why she's running in a straight line. It's got nothing to do with anything else. She plays with her right foot, so now she's a right eye player. If she plays with her left foot as well, she's going to be a left eye player. Now she's going to focus and see the whole of the field. Whereas if I'm just single dimensional, I've got to realize as a coach why it's happening. Not how do I correct it, but what is the reason of it in the first place? How can I turn those roots into the fruits? So what I'd like to be saying to you girls is that ball comes across you there, can you run that X line? Can you move that X line? But that might also be decided by her. Maybe you call her into this area and you move across. But have a think and try to run in the X as much as you can, all right? So we provide those training ideas back to the player. We take away the negative. If I tell her, I don't want you running the straight line, I don't want you running here, I don't want you doing there, she's now playing in an environment of fear. It's all I don't want, I don't want, I don't want. She knows what she's doing wrong, trust me. They all know what they're doing wrong. Celebrate what they can do right. Success will breed environment. Success will breed advancement. Success will breed winning. And it's all that process. Very nice. And a good shape as well. So just tell them what you want to see. Don't tell them what you don't want to see. You're just wasting your breath. And as soon as you become negative, especially on the psychology of girls, you just lost that player. They're not going to listen anymore. So you are the fault of the product, not the player. Think about that. Nice. Okay. Good. We got that movement. Can we change boxes and support her? Can we support boxes? And rest there. I mentioned a while ago. Stop there. Drop back. Come back here. I mentioned a while ago about 1v0, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, etc. But I brought, watch your back. I brought another word into it. Stabilize. It's the decision this player's going to have to make. Stabilize. She's got the decision to dribble, pass, or shoot, but do we ever talk to her about the decision to stabilize? Don't know. So let's take a moment for that. You have the ball. Could you come this side of the ball? Good. What can you see in front of you? Space. You can see. Do you think you're going to be able to get through that space? No. No? Okay, no. So what do you see around you? Your teammates, you've got a square pass there, that could be intercepted. But I see a pass back there. I think we can rebuild and stabilize the attack, own the possession, and stabilize the attack through that player. Now, I use this word, stabilize, stabilize. It's not a word for players. It's a word for us as coaches. How can we stabilize the attack? So in our academy, this player becomes the time man. And I ask them to look for the time man. And that's what it becomes. And that time man is depicted by the player who is in the most good time and space. Very simple. So all we're doing is looking for the time man to stabilize and rebuild the attack. So when I'm at the sideline talking with vocabulary, you can just say, who's your timeline? Where's your time man? And now she's automatically looking up for that player in time and space to stabilize the attack, to rebuild. Okay, could you drop it off? And we go live, play. Nice. Can we get mobility? Could you come across her? Boxes, very nice. And we're countering, boxes. And off we go. Boxes, boxes, boxes. Where's our boxes? Try and new oranges. Where's our boxes? Okay, so our movement is going to support the game. The decision-making process of a comfortable, that was absolutely fantastic. The decision-making process of a comfortable player will support the game versus an anxiety-driven process of it. She tried to go across on her first touch. You could see it. It was really nice. Utilizing the keeper's feet, that's beautiful. And if you noticed in our warm-up and everything else, we brought the keeper in. Why send the keeper to your keeper coach? All you're doing is isolating your keeper away from your players and your culture and your training style. Keep them with your team, train them with your team, work them through. I agree, maybe one night a week they're with a specialized coach for functional training. But if we don't keep them with our team and play them with our team, they become a very simple player to blame when things go wrong because they're not part of the team. Play. They become a very simple player when things go wrong, because they're not part of the team. So we've got to think about that. But let's just stand back for a moment and watch and see what we see. That was a very nice counter penetration. Well done. Lines are coming in a little bit. Yellows maybe. Good. Lines are coming in a little bit, and they're now making it easy for the defense. That was good. Easy for the defense. So we've got to see where we're going with it. Time man. Good. Good time man again. Well done. Beautiful. Maybe that was a snap from that earlier. And as we do this, we give feedback to our players. And we want to try to make that feedback, we're in our test it phase of our trust it phase, that feedback to our players as specific as possible. Often, I mean, I'm giving them goods, nices and things, but they really want to know that specific feedback that they did well. We give them feedback on points that they did well, they'll continually take those points on and improve those points, because now they're going to get that dopamine hit to get a little bit more feedback. If we're giving them negative feedback, they're going to get a hit of cortisol, which is going to crash them out of their game. So keep themselves going. That was a good idea. So keep themselves going through. And we're going to go for 1 minute. Last goal to score wins. Good. Where are we going to go with it? Good. Really nice. Well done. Good. Stabilizing to the time man. Is there mobility? Have we got mobility? Let's break out. Let's go. That was a great run. Came straight across the top of our X. Good little save. Let's go for 0-0s. Come on. We're on 40 seconds. 0-0s. And 1-0 to orange. Let's break out. Good. Good movement. I like that movement, but I feel they both made the same run. So I'm watching it. Was that just a one-off? Yeah, let it go. If it happens more and I get players both making the same run, now I'm going to unbalance my own field, and I've got to address that. I'd rather have the two outside runners, maybe the two supporting players, work across each other on like a scissor X almost to see where we go. It's 1-1, next goal wins. Where are we going to be? Good. In the keeper's hands, so we play out with feet. Box mobility, orange break. And a goal. Great job, Orange. Round of applause for the Orange team, please. They might just be the winners of the Instagram Cup after this game. We'll see where we go. All right, if you guys want to go and get a quick drink for a second, just put some fluids in you. Coaches, could you move that all the way back, please? And where's Brian? Move the coach. All right, so as we've gone through that, just to recap where we're going, or where we've been and where we're going. We came from our warm-up, our test it phase. We went into a 2v2 train it phase. Within the 2v2 train it phase, we again went through a test it, a train it, and then a trust it under competitive talent. We then came into a 3v3 phase where we progressed those abilities into quite a complex environment. And those abilities were progressed through a lot of mobility and a lot of movement of the ball. But more than that, a great deal of decision making for the players. And if we can get these players to make that decision, I've sent them for a water break because they're going to be pretty gassed. They're over there now they're over here. You know, we've got to understand that. We've got to keep them going at their technical level, because we're not only thinking now speed of pace, speed of thought, we're thinking speed of brain. And that can wear you out. How many times have you come out of a game, sat on the bench the whole time as a coach, but were pretty exhausted at the end of that game? Just the amount of thinking that you were doing, working that game through. That can wear us out as well. So we've got to think about these things. We're now going to progress just into an open game. This is all the kids came for. They only came to play. They didn't come to do all the rest of the stuff. That was us. So now we're just going to play in an open game. And Coach Brian and I will stand off to the side. We'll observe. We'll support use of the toolbox. But we'll see how many times we can see success come into this game. And that success is where we were before. So let's take orange players. Where's my orange players? Okay, cool. Goalkeeper going goal. Orange players all come over here. Orange players come over here. Come over here. They're your team. Set them up. Go. Yellows, go and goal. Where are you? They're your team. Set them up. Your team captain. I could put them into positions. I could put them into roles. But again, it's another decision. Why am I making those decisions? Give them to the team to make those decisions. Give them to the players. What I will do if I see too many players on the field is I might bring one off or something like that to roll in or roll out. So I'm going to do that a little bit. I'm just going to take, young lady, could you come out? Could you come out and just stand outside, just to make it a bit easier on this smaller field? And I'll take, could you come out, please? Yep. Cool. All right. Just to make the field a little bit more active for you, because we are on a bit of small turf for this many people. And we'll go live, coach. Go. All right. End-to-end game. And Coach Brian will place you on in a minute, and he'll place you on in a minute, okay? Good. Did we do anything successful in our training? This is now where we're going to watch and observe. If we took enough time to imprint these runs, there's no cones on the field, there's no poles on the field. Did we take enough time to imprint these kind of runs? Do I see any of these runs? And that's where I'm going to judge my success. If they've regressed and defaulted back to the moment they came here 60 minutes ago, I haven't really been that successful. If I've advanced and I see one or two, that might be all I see, because it's not an always thing. It's an occasional thing when they get it. I think we're starting to imprint a style of play through the reverse X killer pass. Play. I like that one there. She just moved across that player's backside body into the reverse space. I think number 3 here could have cut inside a little bit more. Thought for me to think about that player. Is that a one-off or is that a consistent? Whom I'm seeing that can hold themselves accountable to the game, or am I witnessing any leaders on the field that can reinvest my thoughts, my ideas as the coach, or team's thoughts, team's ideas as the coach, onto that field? And if we've got 2 subs on the sideline, the coach now can have them witness and look for the activity, and that activity might be their controlling time. So again, we give these players ownership of this game. If they see the X run, they go on the field. If they don't see it, they don't go on the field. Give them ownership of it and give them something to look for. And rest, freeze there, freeze there. Come back. All right, I'm seeing you like your right foot a lot. I enjoy that very much. Could you give her the ball? Okay. So as you've got that ball, where do you think possibly we could draw the ball down there and open up play for them? What have we been working on today so far? Good. Could you make that run for me? Go. And what might you defenders do as she makes that run? I think one of you would go, definitely, so go with her. And you might either go or stay, all right? That's now created that for you. That has created your opportune moment. Can I shoot? Yes. By you coming back down the side, we're sort of dropping back in layers as defenders when we need that mobility to come across, okay? And I think that'd be a really good idea for you, all right? And then you can roll through, go through, take your shot. Is there any mobility? Can we work each other's X's? Start thinking about working on the X. Good. Mobility on the X. Is there any outside flank moving in? So I'm letting them play, but I'm not actually seeing what I want to see. So just put a condition on it. You can score a goal through an X run if you wish. Good. Coming through. And we'll play out from the keeper at the back. Let's go. Can I get that mobility? Good. Any mobility for us? Are we going to offer any mobility at all? Any movement? That's nice. Can we try to work that player's X? Nice little save there. Can we try to run across that player? Maybe take an angled run in there for ourselves. Any supportive movement? So what I'm seeing as I'm standing observing on the outside, the game is flowing very fast. So the speed of that game isn't allowing this activity to come in. So if we're working this team, I'm going to slow that speed down. And I'm going to utilize changing the point of attack. I'm going to utilize the time man. Because at the moment, if we're just guns at the wall and going forwards and going forwards and going forwards without thought or decision, we're not building our game. We're playing in a random pattern. So we've got to start thinking about that as we go. And we'll go for another minute and then we'll break it down. Just looking for that moment for them. Do I get any movement, any mobility? Almost going through. I think that's a good time to finish there. Let's finish on a goal. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the Chicago Fire U6 Premier Team. Very, very good. All right, what I'd like you to do, girls and guys, is take a knee, please. Sit down, take a moment. I think one of the most valuable things we can do as a coach is learn from our players and get feedback from our players. In our feedback loops, the feedback is given at the opportune moment. If I ask them to go home and write to me, I'm not going to get anything. So I take them at the field, and I'll try and get that feedback at the field. And it'll be, what did they learn? And I'll try and confirm my session. Rather than me give them a lecture, I'll have them confirm their session back to me. And what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of a competitive challenge on it as well. You got 3 seconds to give me an answer. Anything you learnt today, except you cannot repeat anything anybody else said, all right? And you got 3 seconds. You know, if you repeat anything anybody else says, maybe you're going to go for a run around the goal and back. But if you put your hand in the air, what does that tell me? You didn't use deodorant. All right, so let's see where we are. Let's see where we go. What did you learn? How to spread the field wide. Nice. The term stabilizing. Cool. What did you learn? Thanks. Oh, cool. On the outsides. What did you learn?
The screen run.
Screen run. Good. What did you learn? 1, 2, 3. Can anybody help her?
Reverse pass.
Reverse passing. What did we learn?
Watch someone that's playing your position and see things they do well and see the things they don't do well.
Nice. Watch someone that's playing your position.
If we have space, we can shoot it.
Good. Ruth,
Passing combinations.
passing combinations. Nice. You've had your go. No. Another one.
To move fluidly throughout the field and not have all the players in one part.
To move fluidly. That's a very mature answer.
Mobility.
Mobility. Cool. Anything? You got a 1 second. Can you help her? Can you squeeze one out for her?
Turn your hips.
Could you say that?
Turn your hips.
Good. So if I get another player asking something and saying something, I've still got to have that player give me that answer. So now they model off of their team as a success.
Talk to your players.
Say again?
Talk to your players.
Good. Communication is always going to win. Could you help her out?
Like, spread out and don't be in the same box.
Spread out, not be in the same box. Could you say that for me?
Spread out, not being in space.
Good. And my final one with my goalkeeper.
Opening your body to be ready for the ball.
Good, lovely. Okay, so that sort of concludes our idea there. But that feedback is very, very important because if I don't get the points that I'm looking for as the coach, then maybe I didn't get the points that I was looking for from the field. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for attending the Chicago 2019 United Soccer Coaches Convention. If you're looking for education, please come through us. We can supply special topics courses. We can supply director of coaching courses. We can supply 7v7, 4v4, 9v9 courses. Our education spectrum for you, as you're seeing at this convention, is quite immense. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much.